Hi, it's Sonia and welcome back to my art YouTube channel. This week I'm going to do kind of like a vlog, just a look over some work I think that I've been doing. I've been making some changes of late, so I can recap you on that. I think for me, kind of big changes in terms of trying to sort of maybe slow down, get offline, get back to sort of like, I don't know what the word is, a more discerning practice. And I guess I'm guilty of this. I'm making content online, but I think I started to feel a little bit overwhelmed by just all the noise, the visual inspiration that is, and I just was reflecting on the fact that I just needed a little bit of quiet. So I deactivated Instagram, which is quite big for me because I've been on that platform purely from an art point of view for like, oh my gosh, when did I first join? 2015. And I've had breaks off it. I took, when we were all at home, I definitely took a detox then. I felt that was healthy. And I thought myself pretty boundaried with it all, as in social media, but I just, having this sort of like last week or so, 2 weeks off, has made me realise that, I obviously was when bored, sort of just checking there, and it feels very different taking a step back, and I don't know, it's going to be very interesting to me how this sort of affects my art practice. I will say one thing, so I'm sort of trying to write more, like write essays. I do feel that I was consuming, again, I'm making content, but I was consuming too much, as it were, creative content in some ways, and seeing so much art online. I say as I show sort of my art online, but seeing so much art online every day, I think it was like it was sort of desensitizing me, but I wasn't appreciating other people's art as much as I used to. I think the big problem has been for me is nothing seemed, I know there's, and one of the heartening things for all of us is I don't think anything's really original, like copy, well, not copy, when I say copy, but the whole steal like an artist, mix your art together, do your own art. And I think, but the problem is sometimes if you see so much art, I was feeling like, oh, that someone's done that's been done before, those colours have been used before, people are drawing their bowls of fruit. I've seen, 101 paintings, drawings of a bowl of strawberries. Why am I doing my own? Whereas if you take a step back and maybe don't look at so much art, all of a sudden I think it feels, your own art seems a little bit more fresher and exciting to do again, and I feel like I've got some more pleasure from like just looking at my own art. That sounds really self-egoistical, but yeah, I think it's good because it makes you put your own art up on the wall, and it's functional, and also I just feel a bit more creative and reinvigorated in some ways, but also in a slower way. I think it's fair to say I have been a bit frenetic, and like, I don't know, it just felt like I was sort of chasing my tail a lot with all the different platforms I was on, trying to make, I don't know, helpful, good content. And actually, I just felt like I was sort of, distracting myself from really thinking about what do I want in my own practice. And quite frankly, some of the stuff, like, I don't, as it were, earn enough from making content to justify, I think, the effort and the distraction from my own, my attention being fragmented. It's not worth it. But I think you have to learn. It's a good way of learning, and I have come to the conclusion that it's slowing down with art is, for me, at this moment in time, a good thing. And for me, that means only keeping to a couple of platforms. So yeah, I have had to, I don't know if anyone knows, but I have had to sort of put aside my Patreon as well. I set that up with good intentions. I really was, obviously, when I did all this, full of energy, and I was like, oh, yeah, I could really do a lot with this. I had all these sort of ideas, but the reality is, with my situation, it's too bitty having all this sort of stuff. I was losing focus, and also I don't want to be. I know, like, I don't want to just be a content machine producing content. I still feel good in some of the techniques and processes and sketchbooks I've shared. I think I wanted to do that. That was an aim of mine, to get them off Instagram, my art, so that you could see, like, art I think is more nuanced than you see on for example, Instagram. I think if you see a sketchbook tour and you see the pages, which are great, like, sometimes you don't see everything. Like with a proper slower sketchbook tour where the artist's talking about each page, you do get, I felt it was a way of, you know, hopefully being quite encouraging, because I have shared a lot of stuff. And that's the thing, I think maybe I've overshared, I don't know. What I do want to do, I still want to, I'm grateful for, you know, an art community and connections, but I'm just gonna take a step back and not think about, I don't want to think about algorithms and what content as well, that whole doing well on YouTube, however that looks. Like, I don't want to look at analytics. I just want to just talk a bit more about work in a slower pace. Yeah, as I say, I feel like I've shared, you know, if you want to see one of my old process videos, those process videos are still there at the moment. So I have, you know, if I find new ways of working, then yeah, maybe I will make a process video. I know how to make a video now, so that's a plus. But I'm definitely wanting to do more reading, which already I have. And I just want to do maybe some more writing. I'm just going to keep to maybe a couple of platforms in a more considered sort of way. And I'm just really trying to step back from being, like, consuming content online as well. So obviously I totally understand that maybe others are doing the same, and maybe lots of us are doing this as well. Like, just, I do think there is benefit to be found in not silence, but in just maybe just not always jumping from one thing, like, be it, because that's the problem. When I get stopped Instagram, I suddenly realise I was, like, looking up, I don't know, videos, like jumping from one video to the next, just maybe just like, I don't know where I'm going with this. This is probably really rambly. Anyhow, let's get on to looking at some of the art I have been making, and yeah, I will try and go at a more of a slower pace than usual, which means, and I'm not going to show everything, to be honest with you, but I can't actually remember what I've done over the last, it's all everywhere, but I will just pick a few things that I think are maybe, you know, are helpful and will share some ideas and inspiration. Okay, let's go. Okay, the first things I'd like to share are these. I've tried to write a bit of an essay on it, actually, why I believe in the importance of putting our own work up on our walls. I think there's something, you know, and if you're just doing it with, I totally understand people don't have much space, but you can rotate your artwork. If you're in a rented space, like masking tape, I just think it's a way of, yeah, like rewarding, you know, we put effort into making these works of art. Why not have them up just for a little bit and then swap them around? And I think I'd got into a habit of, my problem is I just don't change the art around. So I just need to remember to keep changing up. Well, I like so this is something I've been enjoying of late. And it was, I was gifted the Paul Rubens 72 higher oil pastels. And I decided, let's go big with them. So this is A3 drawing paper. I think it's from Blick. I'm just going to stand on my drawing paper. And I just sort of just went in there making some just loose florals. I really like this one. And what I'm trying to do with my work as well is, you know, just sort of slowly consider it and have a think about what I like in it, the colours, just being quite expressive with the oil pastels, trying not to worry that I'm going quite heavy-handed, I don't have a plan, they sort of grow. And I've got another one, where did I put? Okay, I'm just going to turn it off and we'll go. Yeah, so here are a couple more. And I think I looked at some gardening books to give me inspiration. Also, when I'm trying to sort of memorize plants as well, if I go on a walk or run past them. Then here I decided to have I sometimes say like I do series. If I do a series, it's often a trio. I like threes. And then I was like, oh, I've done 3 florals. What about a still life? And this is sort of based on memory, a few fruit items on the kitchen table. I kind of made up that stripy tablecloth, and then I sort of made up some flowers, and I just had fun with it. And yeah, these oil pastels are super soft, as you can see. Sorry, there's someone in their garden. But yeah, I really like the sort of, they're just the colours are really creamy. And I drew those are figs, and hopefully pears, but kind of in a loose way. And then I've got this, while I'm over here, I've really got into, I've been working on paper quite a bit. And I think I showed in the Paul, when I did the Paul Rubens, used those oil pastels, I did sort of I don't know if you call these, these abstracts, sort of just loose. I made up, these ones are with wax crayons, probably, colour 1. And then I really enjoyed then putting a wash of Japanese oil pastels on top. These were I think I showed these in the Paul Rubens. What I did see, there was a video series on, I am actually trying to really reduce how much content I'm consuming, but there was an interesting, I don't know if it's a would you call it a video series, I saw some artist doing, where he takes, I haven't actually seen it yet, but I was like, oh, I should watch that. I think he has the idea is you view one artwork, like really take it in and really look at it. And I think the artist talks about it. And I guess that is because I think a lot of us are just feeling that sort of overwhelming, we're just visually overwhelmed. The idea to go back and look at one thing for a long time feels, I don't know, quite extravagant, but yeah, just a different, I think trying to, I suppose people talk about that, they slow productivity, slowing down, but I guess slow looking as well. So yeah, these are my, oh gosh, and then I've just been into a lot of, so I'm not going to show everything, to be honest with you, but I've just been taking some time to sit. I've still been occasionally listening to podcasts, listening to music, but just make some art with the knowledge that I think before the problem was I was always making it with a view of, oh, where should I share this? Should I take a picture for it on the stories, or should it go on the main feed of Instagram, or should I then show it quickly, talk about it for a vlog? Like, maybe this is on me to step back as an artist and not think about, just make some work and then decide maybe what I'm going to do with it, where it will go, and how I will want to talk about it later. But it's, yeah, but I've definitely been making, I think it's helped me be, the whole taking a step back has helped me be, I'm still prolific, but in a different way. And it's not, I don't feel the pressure now. I don't have all these like schedule to work to. I don't really want to work like that. I make work when I want to, and I make the work I want to, because I know now I don't have to, if I don't want to show it, I'm not going to show it. I think it's been quite freeing. So that's what I've been up to. I thought I'd end this video with just a look at some other work, well, recently in the last few days. A lot of the work is actually in indoor sketchbooks and my little pocket sketchbook. I've been doing some just sketching at the table, which has been good, observational drawing again. And yeah, so that's, I haven't got that to show at the moment, but I'm also just trying not to put pressure and be frenzied in my, here's this and then here's that and I've done this. I'm just going to show a little bit more. The other problem is I can't even remember what I said a few days ago, but just to reflect on, I guess it's been over, I don't know what day, I should write down how long I've tried all this sort of, is it digital minimalism? I'm aiming for that. I'm actually reading the book because I thought I'd read it, but it turns out I hadn't. So I borrowed it from the library, and I am really, really, you know, it all started off with just, I guess, getting off deactivating Instagram and then taking a step back from just trying to minimize my platforms. But actually it's like, actually I can get rid of, maybe also like, you know, I'm really trying to work in silence, not be so, I think for chores and cleaning and other stuff, it is quite nice to have just a bit of something to listen to, like hopefully like podcasts or music or even a news radio. I was like radio, I could listen maybe to a radio channel when I'm doing sorts of chores. But I just was aware that actually I can chop and change media consumption, and I just really want to, though it's going to be a bit uncomfortable, sit with some sort of quiet and silence and just reflect a little on, yeah, this is, I know, it's my time. I feel like I have actually given a lot of time to sharing a lot of my stuff. Like, I still want to be helpful. If the most thing I would want people to do, I was thinking about this, is actually to make their own art and stick it up on their walls and not fall in love with. Yeah, I think you have to, in certain circumstances, fall in love with your own art. A lot of the time you're going to be judgmental and you're not going to like it. But the point is, I would love it. I like it when I remember to put my art up on the wall, enjoy it for a bit, take it down, swap it out, instead of, I don't know, this, you know, these days, like, you can get so much like generic, what's the word, not supermarket art. I don't know, when you go to, I understand why people obviously have to buy the same prints for their walls, but there's so much, I don't know, if you want affordable art, kind of like, it's the same, like if you do art, if you made a drawing yourself, I just think it's going to be, especially if you don't keep looking at other people's drawings, it's going to be so different, and it's something that you will be unique to your walls. And so yeah, that would be one thing I would say is something I'd like to hopefully, and because some of this is all looks terrible, hopefully it'll be inspiring. Like, you know, it starts out somewhere. For example, this, okay, what am I talking about? I've lost my gist. These pieces here are oil pastels that I've actually had a go at fixing with clear gesso, and it's worked pretty well. I'm pleased with this because now, you know, before the other oil pastels, I put them on my wall, but they are so smudgy. I don't know if they'll ever dry or not be smudgy. Whereas now I've got this layer. This one has gone wrong, and I will now come back over the top and just, you know, I can go a bit crazy on it because I've got this old drawing. It's not a blank sheet of paper that's pristine. It can be lead and then layered again. So yeah, but I actually sometimes quite like the simplicity of just 3 vessels. And again, I think like a lot of people will pay a lot, will go and buy you could go to I don't know, some of these stores, and maybe it's the frame, but you can buy a pretty simple drawing or something that will cost a lot of money, but you could also have a go at doing your own at home, and then sticking that up. And also, this is my, so yeah, those were inspired actually by the page I just flicked through. This one I did this week. As I say, I really am trying not to be so always thinking about how I'm going to share the work. So because of that, I actually don't know where I put everything, but I just thought I'd share a little bit more. Here I just added a little bit, I had some washi tape and I'm like, let's add just a little, kind of like that. This can just be left. I don't need to always make things overcomplicated. This one got overcomplicated, and then I used some black, I love black acrylic ink, and then I noticed that the underneath was coming through, and I love this effect. I don't know, I'd never have, the accident, like I couldn't really control in some ways how this has emerged, but it has emerged. And then I like to add a tiny bit of Neocolor 2s. You just get a really nice, on this black, the pale colours or pastel colours. And I really got into these, just drawing. I like these two drawings with Neocolor 2. Yeah. I think this was when I was really needing to empty my mind a little. Okay, I think I'm going to end this video here. As I say, I'm sort of going, I think it's good. I think we're all changing. I don't think we have to stay the same. Hopefully we have freedom of, choice and expression, and I'm just having a nice period of contemplation, kind of just slowing down, sort of really looking at things and trying to see what it's like, as it were, searching for inspiration, not from inside, well, kind of, I guess, more from where I'm at, day-to-day life, not feeling so influenced by cacophony of noise that is, there's just so much stuff going on now, and I think it can be just really hard to know, to sort of like find out about ourselves. If we want to use an art practice to find out, to be a bit selfish and find out about ourselves, then kind of you do have to be a little bit more, go internal and get away from all of that. But at the same time, I think hopefully then you can be generous with it back through taking time to discover what we like and how we want to sort of draw, like not being influenced so much by others. Though saying that, you may end up the end of the day, you may end up drawing something like, oh, well, that looks like someone else's if you then share it. But yeah, actually getting away from it all has been really interesting. Like everything seems a little bit new again in some ways. Whereas I was just feeling, I think I was just needed to slow down a bit. Okay, that's my video for this week. Thank you as always for watching, and I will hopefully be back next week. Bye.